for me, you know, just as a Canadian, we're supposed to be promoting democracy, not undermining it.
Whistleblower Chris Wylie has been getting a lot of attention over the last 2 weeks. First, he revealed his former employer, Cambridge Analytica, allegedly used personal data improperly harvested from Facebook, apparently for use in their targeted political advertising campaigns. Now he has new allegations that involve AIQ, which received AggregateIQ in Victoria, that received millions of dollars, millions of pounds even, from 2 Brexit campaigns, Vote Leave and Believe, for digital marketing and online advertising in those campaigns. And now the British Columbia Privacy Commissioner is looking into whether AggregateIQ broke any Canadian laws with the way it may have used Canadians' personal data. And joining us from Victoria is BC's Privacy Commissioner, Drew McArthur. Can you give us an idea why, I realize you can't go into great detail, but why are you investigating AggregateIQ?
Well, we received information from the UK Commissioner's office in London and also media reports that looked like AggregateIQ may be doing things that may not be in compliance with BC's privacy legislation, so we're investigating.
So you are cooperating with this investigation in the UK into Cambridge Analytica and some of the things Chris Wylie has brought to the fore involving Cambridge and AIQ?
Well, we're undertaking our own investigation of AggregateIQ and what their role was in the Brexit and Believe campaigns. So we're doing independent work from the UK's office, but we're receiving information from them and the work they're doing as well.
So what can you tell us about what is the concern?
Information cannot be disclosed or even collected or disclosed unless we have informed consent of the individual. So if people didn't know that their information was being used, then that's offside with our privacy legislation here in BC. And we want to know the facts around, did they collect information, did they use it, and did they disclose it to anyone else for purposes that people might not be aware of.
So part of this could be the 50 million Facebook accounts?
Well, definitely there could be some information involving British Columbia citizens in those Facebook accounts. We're working with our federal counterpart in Canada to determine what information Facebook made available to Cambridge Analytica, and were BC citizens involved in any of that. You can imagine with 50 million people, I'm sure there must be some Canadians and British Columbian citizens involved in that data package.
There have been suggestions that AggregateIQ has not fully cooperated with the UK office. Are they fully complying with you?
Well, it's early days in our investigation with AggregateIQ. We've reached out to them and asked them to answer a number of questions, and we give them a period of time to answer. So we're at early days in the investigation. It's too soon to say what the outcome will be.
If they don't fully comply, can you compel them to provide information?
Oh yes, we have powers of the court. We can compel an organization to provide information to us. So we send them the request. If they don't comply, then we can provide an order to them, and they are required to comply with that order.
I guess just generally, how big a concern is the collection of data and the way that it can be by firms, it can be weaponized, according to Chris Wylie?
Well, that's exactly what data protection authorities and privacy commissioners around the world are concerned about. The collection of information and uses for purposes that people did not consent to, alternative purposes that are illegal under most data protection laws. These are the concerns that we share with our colleagues around the world.
Would there be a concern or even an illegality if a Canadian company was involved in accessing data and then using it to target voters in some way, but not actually collecting the information?
Under our legislation, the process of accessing information is collection. Even if you're just viewing the information, that is a collection of information.
So even if another company, another entity had collected the information and then you're just looking at it to see, oh, well, what can we do with this information?
That would be illegal under our Act. It would be, unfortunately, illegal for an organization to even disclose it to another one, and it would be illegal for that organization to collect it. So both processes.
What if this company in BC was able to access some of the Facebook data and then help a political campaign figure out how to use it?
Those are exactly the questions we've asked AggregateIQ. Have they collected personal information, and did they do so in compliance with our privacy legislation in British Columbia?
So you should tell us everything. What do you know?
I can tell you that we're in early days of the investigation. It's going to be very curious how things unfold, especially given the global players involved with this and the potential impact on the political process as well.
Drew McArthur, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you, Wendy.
AggregateIQ did send us a statement saying it is and always has been cooperating fully with the Office of the Information and Privacy Commissioner for BC. It also said it works in full compliance within all legal and regulatory requirements in all jurisdictions where it operates, that it has never knowingly been involved in any illegal activity.